it's the fourth time, man. I'm exhausted.
We'll survive.
Yeah. Yes, we will. We have Coke. Coca-Cola. The red bottle. Welcome to the Matt and Fiona Show. We might come up with a better name. I don't know.
We'll see how it evolves.
It's basic.
It is basic.
It's cool.
It's who we
Gets
are.
to the point.
Yeah.
Solves the problem.
Which is what we're trying to do.
Yep. I'm Matt Scott. This is my lovely wife, Fiona Scott. We are, well, you're on staff at our local church.
Yes, I am.
I am not technically on staff.
Currently.
Currently. Yes. Kind of.
You just do all
really.
the things.
Yeah. I'm one of those. Anyways, what we wanted to do was get together, talk a little bit about just a bunch of practical church life, Christianity, life, Christian walk, the normal, the normal stuff.
The practicalities of Christianity that
the stuff
it's
you
not
deal with
hard.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The simple things that kind of sometimes get kind of pushed under because there's much more important stuff to
do.
I don't know.
Maybe. There's nothing more important. All right. So we decided that we'd come up with a couple things that we wanted to talk about, and hopefully you came along for the ride, and hopefully you get something out of it, and if not, I'll just really enjoy some time with you.
Excellent. Yeah,
we
don't get to do this often.
So that's really what it is. It's
forced time together.
Yeah.
Without kids.
Not forced.
Hopefully.
Enjoyable.
Yes, enjoyable time together.
We're adorable.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So what we're going to do is today we're going to talk a little bit about getting involved in church, your church participation, if you will. There's no badges, but there could be.
No badges.
Maybe there should be. Maybe we get more people.
And for most, no pay.
Yeah, no.
No.
But just to show you some bona fides so that you know we're not making this up, I've been involved in my local church since I was a kid.
Since it started.
Working in helps. Well, no, I wasn't doing much when it first started.
Yeah,
I was a baby. But once I got to be 5 or 6, I was helping out.
Yeah, that's close enough, yeah.
You've been helping out in your local church, and then now our local church, once we met and you moved up here. So currently I am in charge of our helps ministry, as well as directly in charge of all of our media.
I am the administrator. We kind of covered that not too long ago. And I'm in charge of all of the children's church. And honestly, anything else that kind of needs to get done or managed or...
It's really easy to just, Fiona, do this.
I do know how to delegate too. So
no.
That's
all about
necessary.
Anyways, so we're going to talk a little bit about getting involved. And I wanted to kick it off with the fallacy of just showing up. I love how we've done multiple takes, and as we get more takes, I just get more aggressive on that point.
Yeah. This is good.
The fallacy of just showing up. It's, again, I've been in church a long time. I've been attending and been a Christian as long as I can remember. And it's amazing to watch the number of people that want to show up most of the time. And
when it's convenient.
Yeah. And they want to sit in the pew or the bench or the chair, whatever you have. And then they don't really grow in their walk, and they don't really seem to get what they're looking for out of church, which is directly connected to the amount that they are just showing up. And what I've noticed is that it's really easy to kind of show up on a Sunday morning because it's what you do. And,
hopefully.
If service starts at 10, maybe stroll in at 9:57, so you don't really have to talk to people.
Or 10:05.
I didn't say that.
I said it.
Find a spot, sit down, inwardly dread the shake a hand moment. Because let's be honest, half the time I dread that too. I get it.
That's because you're always working.
Yes, that's the reason.
Yes.
Totally what we're going to go with. But then just sit there and listen to your pastor a little bit and hopefully get something out of that, and then leave and not think about it again till Sunday morning.
So the next Sunday.
Week. And there's something about trying to get something out of your Christian walk, to try and grow in your Christian walk.
Go beyond just taking.
Yeah. And learning that you have to invest. You've got to dedicate some time. You've got to put some effort in. And I look at what's involved in that, and there's really not much. It's not as in, it's not hard to take that next step. But so many people get stuck in the, I just want to show up. I just want somebody to, quote unquote, give me something for free.
Make me feel better.
Yeah. And that really changes when you start getting involved and when you start investing.
Taking ownership and being part of the church family.
Getting committed.
Being committed, yeah. Getting involved, investing yourself. I know that we've talked about it, but a lot of times things are going to circle back to kids. But even our kids, they, just in our own home, they love being involved. My 3-year-old wants to do way more than he is capable of doing at 3 because he wants to be involved. But he enjoys just putting down the placemats, getting the napkins.
And may he always.
Yes, yes. But then that makes them, they feel part of the family, and they are part of the family. So, we do that at home, and
when your church family is the same thing. It's
yes.
Like there's a reason that we refer to it as the church family, is because we are all part of it. We are all to get involved. We are all, called to participate. And it's, to take it spiritual for a second, there's that verse of, all are called but few are chosen. And most people look at that and they get all excited and they're like, ooh, maybe I can preach. Maybe I can be in charge. And as someone who's in charge, you don't want to be in charge. I jest. But there is that aspect of everyone can get involved.
yes.
Everyone can participate. And what that does when you do it is not only do you get, I'm going to say personal reward, and that's not really the gist of what I'm trying to say, but when you're a part of something, it feels good.
When you move from being a taker to being a giver, which we were created for, really, and we put our heart into something, it gives us a greater opportunity to grow. And again, there's always something. As you had said, people will often think about the preaching aspect of it, or maybe not everyone, but there's vacuum to be done, there's toilets to be cleaned.
There's greeting, there's ushering.
Yes, there's children's
kids
church.
There's, literally go ask a leader in your church what
And
you
they
can
will
do,
find
and they
something.
will find something for you
Absolutely.
to do. But it's, I heard a good friend of our ministry say this the other day, that church services is where you come to serve. Right?
Yes.
That's why it's called church service. And, I look at, over the years, all the people that we've known and that have come through the doors of our church, and honestly, all the other churches that we've been to, and some of the churches that I've traveled through with our pastor when he's been on the road. There are always people who are showing up, and there's always people that are involved.
Yes.
And the ones that are involved are always happier.
Yes.
They always are a better part. They're always more connected. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing that is kind of my takeaway from getting involved in church is that when you're just sitting in the pew, you're not really connected.
Well, and when you've been created for a purpose to fulfill the purpose, which means you have a part to play within your church family for the body of Christ.
Just sitting there isn't really much of a part.
It's not a part. It's a very minor part. But that's not the part that allows you to grow and deepen your relationship with Jesus. And without that, you become stagnant. And probably what we've seen often is you wind up drifting away.
Well, again, you're not committed.
Yes.
You're not connected.
Yeah.
And when you're not connected,
And you're missing a very important part.
Well, those are those anchor points in your life that keep you, dare I say, connected. But when you have that involvement, it deepens your relationship with other people in the church. It connects you more to what your pastor's doing. It's part of what,
To his vision, to yes.
it's what helps provide that buy-in. Mm-hmm. And that sounds funky if you don't look at it that way, but that's what allows you to take ownership. That's what allows you to really become one.
You have a privilege to be part of a church family. And there is great, satisfaction in being able to be a part of that. And when your heart is right and when you have the right heart condition to carry it out, there's fulfillment. And when you have purpose and you have the right heart attitude and you're able to fulfill part of what you're called to do, there's strength with it. There's energy that comes from it. And it allows you to keep growing. And everybody wants to grow, because if not, you're disintegrating. And that's not anything that anybody wants.
Well, we're all, soldiers of the Lord, right?
Yeah.
Right, as that old saying would be. And every soldier's involved.
We all need to work together.
Everybody plays a part. Everybody's got a role.
Yes.
And everyone can help. So let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'll ramble for hours.
Okay.
I'm great at that. Next time you're in your church, go talk to somebody. Just ask.
Yeah.
They'll find a spot for you or a way for you to get involved, and you'll be amazed at how it'll change you.
And this is the only thing I'm going to kind of tag on to that is don't always necessarily go in with thinking, oh, I'm great at this, and that's the only thing I'm going to do. But be willing to be kind of pliable, because what you think you may be wanting to do may not be what the church actually needs. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that quite a few times.
I do all kinds of things I'm not good at.
You and me both, let me tell you. And but you want to know what? Even for me, I've wound up having to do a ton of stuff that I never expected to, never had any thought that I would ever be involved in it. And shock and awe, I've grown in it and I've learned to love it, and I've been given the grace to be able to carry it out. But it is that pliableness to be able to be used by God in the way that He needs you to be used, not in the way. This is about Him. It's not about us. And when you start getting yourself involved in your church, realize that you're not doing this is for Him. We're doing it with Him, for Him, and come with the right attitude that you're willing to do what needs to be done to be a part of your church. So that you can, again, fulfill that calling, that purpose, that vision that the church has. And if you're pliable and you come with the right heart, the growth on the other end and the strength, I think, is invaluable.
There you have it. All right. So thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. And stay tuned for the next episode, which we will cover something.
We will.
We have a list. We
have topics. And if there's stuff that you're curious about, there's no reason why
make a request.
Yeah,
The
you can't
request
mention
line
it.
is open.
Again, as he and I both said, when it comes to church, we've been at this a while.
I'm in it.
We're lifers. We're lifers, and we're more than willing to, just have some real talk.
Hashtag real talk.
Hashtag
No,
real
we're not
talk.
doing that. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Yes.